So you guys are matching basically the two of you.
Yeah.
They're looking like it's, I don't know, it's soft color. Then I'm just here in the middle.
That's so like the color of my
You don't know what an inyora is, boy. No.
Black
It's a goat.
Black is the color of the goat.
So goats are black.
No, not goats.
No, not like literal goats, like greatest of all time goats, like the MVP. The most valuable. And today we are with the real MVP. We're DVDing. Chief, we're on. Me, I'm on. How about everyone else?
Are we good?
DVD.
Yeah.
Oh, we back inside. Why did I hear like the TV is choking?
The TV is talking.
How's it, guys?
Sure.
You don't know, Kimakla, something. Are you shooting already? Okay, you gotta edit.
There's no industry chats, we keep it real, we keep it 100%. They must see everything.
Something, Laras.
They grill us. They grill us when we edit an industry chats because it's supposed to be an unfiltered communication.
All the lights,
Getting?
Sorry, I'm sorry.
It says move the lights this side.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
This side, so the door can just
Yeah, like we said, we can keep the door open.
Keep it open, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's gonna be noisy when the boss is here.
Is it gonna colors?
No, it's not gonna say. But that's what I was saying. It just makes it a lot better.
Better than you get fresh air because you're gonna suffocate.
You're gonna suffocate.
Yeah. Let's be alive.
Want to see what
We are here today, Pagati Inside Certain. We made it. We made it.
Yeah, we good.
Yeah, no, but we are. No, we're rolling everything.
Yeah, we're rolling.
What if that has happened here? They're gonna witness it.
They're gonna see Lunga coming inside telling us that we are making a noise.
Yeah. And we're here to make a noise here. We're here to make them see, though.
to shake things up.
Respectfully so.
Yeah,
we won't cross the boundaries.
Yeah.
Because we're in Santon, now we're gonna. Excuse me, you're making a noise here.
From another office. People come from another. It's like, yo, come on.
Yeah.
I heard somebody saying something about sleep when we were walking in. Did somebody say like there's a sleeping office here?
Really?
Who said?
I feel like somebody said that. Like the sleeping area.
No, I don't know about sleeping area, but I just said us walking with the suitcase and everything. I think we're gonna come here and sleep. Come here to sleep, basically. That was my chat.
I thought, hey, this is a nice place, sleeping area, but in the
Which workplace do you, except for like Google and stuff, do you know people go to sleep?
I was about to be like Google.
and they make billions or maybe even trillions, So yeah, I think sleep is good in the working environment. Yeah, catch a quick nap, but nap only. Don't do anything else.
But nap only. Okay. Keep it
Nap only. Keep it there.
But knowing South Africans, knowing Santon.
You need to shake hands for the rest of the day. Respect the people you're gonna meet.
Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to Industry Chat.
You don't have it.
No. We keep it 100% real.
They like it raw.
Hold up. Yeah. And today we have got Nareen with us, not a stranger to the channel, but a stranger to the podcast. So I don't know, but other people, I wonder if there are people that watch the podcast that actually haven't seen the channel. Maybe it's like 3 people out of the people that come through. Otherwise, I think everybody else knows Industry Chats because of Market Masters.
Yeah,
By CHATS, and which she was a part of. Yeah.
This season, last year. It was last year, actually.
Yeah, it was a year.
More than a year ago, actually.
And I see the reel she made, the reel you guys made of her actually boomed in terms of like numbers. People were filling her.
Yeah,
Like a lot of people, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
They were even thinking they would let's buy the views just to get memory card as well. Everything brand new.
You must make sure.
Is your
We're
foot
not wrong word, but the way they set this thing up, so just chilling on a Friday. Okay.
Simple as that.
As simple as
The
that.
only thing that's missing is something young, just to activate the senses.
No, it's not true. We're hollering that 80% of the episodes. Yeah,
Is there.
we are there. There's a
We need
percentage.
that thing.
Yeah, there's a
Element.
percentage contribution there, and we are back on. So now the audience got to hear it very clearly.
Yeah.
Yes, guys.
Yeah.
We do those things, but we're back with a bang. Okay, so where were we? Nareen now had me thinking, must I buy views for my post? Because hey, her one, I'm not gonna drop no names, but some people do that.
Yo, bro.
Some people-
Should I? This is industry chat. Don't fire. No, I'm gonna spend a little bit of tea right now. Might not mention names, but I'll probably say enough for people to know what I'm saying.
Okay, okay, carry on. Honestly, how descriptive you get. If it's not clear, I'll add a bit more description.
Okay,
But
so
no
anyway,
name.
I won't mention any names, but the way I need to explain this.
Okay, no, let's keep it rocking. Let's go. Bye. Give us the juice, bruh.
Spill the tea.
Me, I'm trying to hear how you, because I heard the real chat, you know, not the Netflix documentary for sure. This is the Netflix documentary right now for sure. Me, I know that. Yeah, but go ahead.
Okay,
boy.
so obviously YouTube mainly works on organic views, and YouTube does the work for you. So there was an interview, had X amounts of views, because I don't want to expose that much. Next thing people are going to go on the page and be like,
and
yo,
research, yeah.
yo, but this number I'm going to holler is probably going to, but you know what, it's fine.
Holla the number,
So
bro. Be with
initially
it.
that interview had about 49,000 views. Okay, cool. So one day I wake up, so in the back office of the back end of YouTube studio, where we see the analytics, the real numbers, everything. How for I was it 10 days? 10 days every day. How? There's an extra, how much was it? Extra 10,000 views on a specific video. So by the time that period ended, the 10-day period ended, it was 100k views. So that video now is sitting on 150,000 views. But knowingly, if you understand something, is that when you get views, you get engagement. So there were views without engagement. So you tell me, like, how can you get an extra 100,000 views with no comments, with no likes,
no more subscribers,
so essentially,
nothing.
but what YouTube does is that they will flag this, and then you won't make any revenue from that 100k views. So we made zero money because we were making money for like 3 days, and then YouTube kind of just took it back. It's like, these are fake views.
Yeah, these are fake views on this video.
I didn't know that they actually did that.
So there's no revenue for that period,
So
for that 2-week period right there. Yeah, so the video's chilling on 150 something k views right now, but 100k
I'm gonna go look.
100k of those views are not real views.
They're not organic views. They were just robots.
They were paid for to push the views up. Period.
But why would you do that?
No, because you see, let me tell you something.
Oh, you don't want to be a trader with no views.
No, I mean,
It's okay,
50k views.
Yeah, 50K
It's a lot.
views,
That's a lot.
yeah.
I would.
But right now, you understand when you go into a broker. Now we're getting into the broker space right now. Is that when you want to go cut a deal with a broker, you're gonna be like, no, but look, we're hot. Go look at Top Trader SA's YouTube page. Look how many views we got on the video, and then obviously you're trying to cut a deal with them. So the only way to cut a deal is to show them how hot you are.
They mad and Twana had like 500,000 views from his videos. They were like, nah.
You're gonna sabotage.
And those ones are organic right there.
Yeah, 600k, yeah.
600K views,
Yeah,
those are
that was
organic.
hard. Shout out to the boy. I don't know what was it, the combo, was the clickbait, was the what? I don't know what it was, but it went in.
The clickbait is the one there.
Yeah, is
We're
it?
just busy editing there,
Yeah.
spending what at a club. Ay, we see you. We see you in the clickbait.
Like what? A young kid spending what was it? 40 bars.
Yeah, 40k, yeah.
Oh,
40k.
I
40
think
bars.
bars.
Hey!
Hey!
Where did you take it now?
Hey!
Yeah.
Nah, bars are K's to me, you know.
Sorry, Mr. Bola. Hey, we can't sit with you. Why we sit? We can't.
Nah, you guys
What
know
do you
I'm
bring to the
playing.
table? The whole table.
Hey, the whole, I bring the building.
Yeah, so essentially that happened, but like essentially I think that actually it's a bit of like a segue into today's topic. But let me not rush into today's topic.
Chief, we can go in there.
Scooby's giving me the go ahead.
Yeah.
No, but basically, it kind of what the space we're talking about today is basically mentors moving into the brokerage space. Right there, and we're sitting down with somebody who has experience on this side of town, guys. Like a lot of experience. She's been like in the space for how long?
I mean, it depends what kind of space you're referring to. So,
Moving from
Okay.
internship to
Okay, let's. But she said, watch the interview, guys. If you want to get the economics of her story, watch the interview. Yeah. But I think just give the people just a brief breakdown of when
okay.
you
Let me
started
give everybody a
FX. Yeah.
synopsis.
Yeah.
Like a
The space,
little.
the space.
Okay, so as people might know. Some of you don't know me, that's okay. But I started off as just like a normal retail trader. I then went into opening up my own company with my brother called Eccentric FOREX. So Eccentric FOREX used to provide signals. We used to provide mentorship. We used to do all of these things, like the normal company. Then from that, we basically ventured into the whole IB/affiliation department, and that's basically where everything started. So it was the IB and the affiliation side of things that actually brought me into the brokerage space, because once I focused on that avenue of bringing in not just retail clients, but like looking for, open eye, looking for other companies and networking with them, it was kind of like a broker sourcing avenue that I had started. And I would basically, it's called master affiliation, essentially. So I would be the master affiliate. I would bring in sub-affiliates, sub-IBs under me. And that's how I grew a book. And I didn't know that I was growing a book. Essentially,
you were just bringing
I was
people
just
up.
bringing
You
people.
didn't know what was like.
I mean, this is like 2019 now, where I started doing this. And this is when I was back at BD, and my affiliate manager at that time, he was like, no, just bring in sub-affiliations. You're going to get a cut of whatever they're making. And I was like, oh, okay, nice. And I mean, I was earning passively from not even doing anything. I'm just looking for the people, putting them onto something. And I mean, they're making money, I'm making money. I was like,
Everybody's making
everybody's
money.
making bags. Everybody's making bags. So
okay, for the sake of not to cut you off, but for the sake of like educating our viewers and everything right now, because I think that's what we're essentially trying to do right now. Let's stop at the IB chat right there and the sub-IB chats and explain and break that down for people.
Yeah.
Broken
Yeah,
down.
yeah, we actually
You
haven't
guys
done
haven't.
this.
I actually thought you guys would have had a young part where you dived into it, because
We've mentioned it briefly.
Oh,
we mentioned
okay.
it briefly. Yeah.
all right. So let me explain it to everybody. So there's two different types of partnerships that you can essentially have. We have the IB segment, which is people who earn off rebate or revenue share. Then we've got the affiliation department, which is CPA. That is basically cost per acquisition, where you get paid for the clientele that's being brought in with regards to an upfront payment. Now, being a master affiliate or master IB, that basically means that you will get a percentage of people that sign up. By people, I mean other Forex companies or other
IBs.
influencers or IBs or affiliates that come under you. So that's how the master sub chain works. It's basically you're the holder, and then whoever comes under you and signs a deal, obviously their deal is separate to yours, but you will just earn a particular percentage of whatever they make because you had brought in that business. So that's how the IB master affiliation works. And guys, like, if you really focus on building a book, the broker will offer you a job without you even knowing. Like, I mean, that's essentially what had happened to me. You know, I was just working. I was like, okay, let me bring in all these other guys. I mean, I think that's how I started speaking to you.
Yes,
that's
yes.
Like 2 years ago.
I was her sub-IP. People think being a sub-IP is a bad thing.
Was it a bad thing?
No!
Tell us, was it a bad thing?
Hey, no,
You made back.
the money was too hot. Yeah, no, it was too proper. Basically, being I can say, being a sub IP under Nareen, first time we worked together, right? In the first 2 months, I'd already gotten paid an annual corporate salary. So it's not a bad thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so many people feel like being a sub, especially guys in the game. They feel like
once
being
they
a
say
sub
Yeah.
IB, it takes something away from you, and it
Yeah.
doesn't.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
You see, but that's why we're here to educate people, because that whole narrative is pushed because of misinformation, or, you know, people just simply misunderstanding the whole concept. They think, okay, because I'm under you, you're taking something away from me. Essentially, no. I mean, who's introducing you to the broker? Me. So I'm bringing in a network. I must get reimbursed for it.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
I mean,
like, make the broker pay for it.
it's not taking it. So I think that's the chat that people need to actually understand, that if someone's trying to put you onto something, don't think there's hidden agendas, there's whatever, because a lot of these guys that I'm speaking from experience here. Couple years ago, when I was just a master IB or master affiliate, I mean, you know, and I used to go approaching these guys, and I'm like, no, join the network. And then they'd ask, okay, but who are you? Do you work for the broker? I'm like, nah, I don't work for the broker, but I'm a partner. And basically, you know, I'm trying to formulate a network for the particular broker. And they would be like, but then why must I fall under you? Like, it's that kind of chat. And it's that ego thing. And I'm just like, firstly, you are misinformed, because you will still be getting 100% of whatever the broker is promising you. I'm not gonna ninja you here and say, give me $10. Like that's not how it works. And I think it's also because a lot of the people in this industry are just very, very misinformed of how it actually works.
Look, I think misinformed, but also
Uneducated.
Considering that we are in South Africa, some people, if local guys are watching this, they might get touched. We are in South Africa, where a lot of nonsense happens. So you find that most guys, and unfortunately, you work with one broker. Some people, they get to one broker and they become a superstar and they get everything they want. Now they think that because that broker was working in that way, everybody works that way. People work in different ways. People have different... You see? You see? And now when I'm like, the TV is talking, you're like, oops, is you tripping. Yeah. There's been instances, not that I haven't experienced it with international brokers, but there's been instances where locally that happens, where if you're my sub-IB, now I get a cut from your revenue, not that I get compensated outside of your revenue, because a proper master IB should work. I get my own compensation, you get your own compensation. So you find some guys, maybe the deal is working out at like, for argument's sake, $15 a lot, right? Traditionally, what's supposed to happen, my sub-IB is supposed to get his $15 a lot, and then as the master IB, I get whatever cut I'm supposed to get. But a lot of South African brokers have structured it in such a way that if it's $15 a lot, then that $15 needs to be split between
like a 90-10 split.
Yeah,
like that.
between the two of us, between I as the master IB and the sub IB. Yeah, so I think that's where some people get it misinformed, because some brokers do work like that. Like I said, especially in Zanzi, where they just like, "Hey guys, here's what we're giving you. You guys will see.
You'll separate it amongst each other.
Yeah, you'll start beef over it. Yeah, we don't care about the beef. We just care about the deposit.
Yeah, no, and I hear that, chat, but that's why I'm saying it also boils down to how brokerages operate and how they do things, because I mean, from a realistic perspective, that's not how it's supposed to be done. I mean, by definition, that's why it boils down to the brokerages also,
whoever you choose to partner with.
I mean,
or
partner with the right ones.
What sort of structure,
That's also another thing, because at the end of the day, when you're looking at from that perspective where you're getting one fixed amount and then you're supposed to appropriate it with reference to your master and your sub, like that causes a whole bunch of animosity amongst traders. And I mean, back office should be dealing with this chat to say, this is the person that brought in this network, this is what they're going to be remunerated, you will get the balance. What you are like, because I know a lot of the times, I know like master affiliates that are sitting making rack from doing nothing, and I think that also will give people that whole thing of, oh, you're making bag of me and you're not doing anything. And I mean, that chat, I feel like it's unnecessary as well, because at the end of the day, it's not taking away from your deal, it's not taking away from your deal, so why is it a problem? It all just boils down to how people understand the operation of the brokerage and essentially the deal at hand, because sometimes people just also misinterpret how they're going to be remunerated. Let's be honest. I feel like a lot of the times I've dealt with guys that will read a contract. They'll read the contract, they'll see their structure, and they'll be like, okay, this is fine. Then I'll be like, okay, so sign up using my link, because you're going to be my, sub-affiliate or whatever the case is. And you will find that this particular individual comes back and says, but then that means I'm going to get less. I'm like, but this is your deal.
This is your deal. You can already see what's on
it's
the
on
paper.
Black and white. It's a contract. You don't know how contract works? Like,
I feel like part of the lack of trust, right? I feel like part of the lack of trust and the issues is that we're in an industry full of finesses. So as soon as as soon as something like that happens, they feel like they're being finessed, because they feel like the industry is a constant finesse, and it's not. Yes, there is a lot of finessing going on, but it's not a constant. It's not like from beginning to end somebody has to get screwed
you will be
over.
finessed through every period of your
or whoever you deal with, or whatever deal, or it's just like, sometimes it's just like genuine, because I tend to offer like ridiculous deals to clients, and they always like, I don't get it. How are you guys doing what? Like, with the whole affiliation thing. So as Nareen was explaining, CPA, there was a period where I wasn't selling anything. I was just onboarding clients and getting paid off of the cost per acquisition, and everybody would be like, okay, so what am I benefiting if I put money under, or what are you benefiting if I'm just putting my money there? And then they'll be like, oh, you're working with a broker,
you're gonna scam me. You're gonna scam me.
And that's what happened. And it's like, no. I know how I'm gonna get compensated, and I'm gonna get compensated, and nothing wrong is gonna happen to you. So I think that's why a lot of the clients that hopped on there are still very comfortable with working with me now, because they were able to number one, make a deposit, be profitable, and be able to withdraw and be like, actually, this thing is, I think that's the biggest thing. Once people can withdraw their cash, I think that's when they like, okay, I'm happy, and I want to go back in.
That is true, but you're right. It does boil down to the lack of trust that's in this industry because everybody just thinks that everybody's trying to finesse everybody. And I mean, let me ask you this question. When I approached you and I was like, "Yo, let's have a chat," like, did you think I was trying to finesse you?
No.
Okay, because you are informed.
Actually, yes, because I already knew that. Hey, she got the sauce.
Too many niggas are misinformed.
Really. In terms of affiliation, right, guys? Talk to Nareen. Look, I've actually supposed to. I was actually supposed to bring some sub IPs to you, but I've just not been responding to their messages. Sorry, guys, excuse, guys. But
yeah, apologize to the public.
Yeah.
Tell them you are sorry.
Yeah. This is the source.
Yeah, trust.
This is where you were gonna land up eventually.
Yeah.
You know, so she's here. But this is where you guys were gonna end up eventually, and at least we got you on now, and we can go start searching there. Obviously, the link in the description. You have it there. The handles, everything. Yeah.
100%.
So I think I also just want to emphasize to people like the first stepping stone to getting internal to a brokerage, because I think that's the question that I get asked most often, especially from mentors. They're like, how did you just go from mentoring and then now you're like working? Because I mean, I've worked internally for 3 brokers, well, this being my 3rd one. So they often ask that question and they're like, and how do you get the positions that you get? Because you know, it's like something that's mind-boggling for people to pretty much understand. And because they just feel like, but I think it's also from the brokerage perspective, because a lot of the times, especially, and you know what, we are here to be honest, and the thing is, this is what happens with our local brokerages. Unfortunately, they like to keep IBs as IBs, and they it's very rare that you'll find the development of traders within local brokerages, and that's just from my perspective. I mean, I've worked with some of them, and I've seen how they've basically try to just keep you here because they're sort of like restricting you to move internal or to operate and do your own thing, and generally when you do go and do your own thing, then there's beef, you know. When you're working with bigger brands, and the reason why I'm saying this is because I've mostly dealt with bigger brands and especially international brands, is that they want to develop you as best as they can because they know it's going to be mostly beneficial for them. Long term, they're looking at the output of what's coming. Because when I first started and I was just bringing in retail clients, they were like, yeah, great, retail clients, this is big for us, you're bringing in a good number. Then once I started bringing in the sub IBs, the sub affiliates, they were like, oh, okay, we see you, like we see what you're doing. Then you go on to bringing in things like solutions for other brokerages, solutions for your best performing IBs, such as white labeling. So white labeling or juristic rep, those sort of things, then it means big money for you. Let me tell you something. If you're earning 10% of a white label, that means that whatever that brokerage is making, you are making 10% of it.
Yeah.
That is bag. That is bag.
and it goes into a chat of like, this is passive money that you're essentially building.
Yes.
It's like buying a piece of property and hoping that it does exceptionally great, because the higher my number is, the better your 10% is, you know?
Yes.
So you want me making $1 billion, not $1 million, you know?
So that's what I also don't get, because what I used to do was, once I started to focus more on my affiliations and my network, I basically stopped rendering services such as signals, courses, but I used to outsource it. And then I used to work on the development of my sub IBs. And then at some point they're like, but why are you giving me clients? And I'm like, because if you're doing good, I'm doing good. I then moved away from that whole space. I mean, don't get me wrong, I loved teaching. I loved doing courses, seminars, Signals not so much because that brings stress. Signals bring stress because
people can't take signals.
When the wins are there, they're there. But let's just say you're on a winning streak, 1L comes, you don't know how to trade.
It's like, okay.
Imagine.
Trading is a zero-sum game. Disclaimer.
Yes, risk warning. Trading is high risk and you may lose your capital.
Past performance does not guarantee future results.
Success. But essentially, once I started to, really focus on that network and building my network, I didn't understand what a big book I was building. Until one day, my previous affiliate manager, he sat down with me and he was like, okay, do you understand that now the money that you're making from just being a master affiliate is, of great capacity, and you're actually bringing in more clientele than people who work internal to the brokerage. That for me was a complete game changer because I just thought I'm building my network and I don't think anything of it. I was like,
you're delivering post better than the postman.
Yeah, I was like, okay, cool. Like it was subconscious, and the thing is, it's because nobody actually makes you aware of these sort of things. I mean, I didn't know that. From being a partner, you can go into being an affiliate manager or BDM. I always thought that those people are the ones with the degrees and now, but that's what I'm saying. It all boils down to people not knowing that there is this avenue. And if you really focus on building up a network, like your network will then take you to the heights that you need to get to. So I got offered my first position. They were like, listen, it's actually a no-brainer at this point. We want you internal to the brokerage, work for us as an affiliate manager. And now, mind you, the word manager scares me because at this point I was 21. So 21-year-old hearing the word manager, I was like, hey,
like I'm getting some responsibility.
I'm like, hey, you see this thing now, the whole
it's getting too serious.
It's getting serious. And I also thought, hey, a whole 9 to 5 and whatever the case is. But this literally changed my life because you know what? You get to also understand how a brokerage functions. Prior to this, I would say the mentality that I had with regards to brokerages was completely different. I didn't think that it was the way that I actually see it today. I always thought, this one is the enemy. This one's trying to ninja me here. Like that was my mentality. I always thought a broker is out there to make you lose money. And when I actually got internal and I started to see how, the CRM works, I started to see how dealing works, I started to see, okay, these people are actually not trying to, not all of them are trying to make us bankrupt as traders. And essentially, good brokerages are those that will promote the educational side of it. They want you to be knowledgeable about the industry. They want you to be knowledgeable about what you're getting into in terms of the risk that, trading actually carries. So I got to see that on one end of it. And I think that's how I ended up progressing from there and building the trust to actually know, hey, people are these brokerages are not actually trying to make us lose money at the end of the day. So I think
back on guys, no, me, I'm hollering this one. I'm not hollering a name. I'm just gonna say what I'm gonna say is
read your contracts.
Yes, okay, number one, read your contracts. Number two, if you are going to get behind the cameras of Top Trader South Africa, because it's not the first time it happened. I mean, no. Are you hollering about that other boy we went to at that other place?
No, this is a different
even that one. Now people
they want to review beforehand.
Yes, you say imagine on Thursday night you're like, no, we can talk about eggs and apples and potatoes. How Friday when I get there I talk about eggs and apples, and the minute I say potatoes you're like, nah, let's not talk about potatoes. How yesterday you said let's talk about potatoes, you said let's talk about potatoes, and then it's like, nah guys, we must start pulling out on this nonsense.
But
Lucky I'm sober.
Otherwise, we're going to be leaving here to go and fetch people. Don't worry, guys.
We're gonna be dropping sauce. We're gonna name drop.
Yeah. So I've got a question though before we move past the sub IB thing, because I feel like we have moved past it. But like, what are the standard deals there, basically? Because I think a lot of people want to know that, hey, if I want to be a sub IB or want to have sub IBs, what must I expect? Like, what are like the average deals? Because
Can I answer before she answers? Maybe to make her life a little bit simpler. It's like saying, what's the price of a car?
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the price of a car? No, tell me, what's the price of a car?
Depends on the car.
It depends on the IB.
It depends on the IP, depends on the
So it's there's a number of variables in this case. I mean, we, like Scooby said, we need to be considerate of, number one, who are you?
Okay.
Whomst are you?
Yeah.
If you are let me not say that. If you have a larger client base, you will most likely be compensated more than the average, and that's generally because they know if they keep people with bigger client bases happy, they're going to constantly be rolling. I mean, we know that in this industry, we know how it goes, especially I mean, so each deal is in accordance to particular bases. It's with reference to the services that you render. I mean, look, I can't be giving an influencer a high rebate structure. What are you going to do with that? Do you even know how rebate works as an influencer? Because you do find influencers trying to, or just normal affiliates trying to tap into the Forex space and actually, financial market space and try to do these sub-affiliations or sub-IBs, and then they don't even understand what a rebate is. So obviously we need to pay you with reference to, number one, your experience, your base, the work that you're doing. I mean, if you're pushing, even if you're, and a lot of people know this about me, I'm not really one to fixate on your Instagram traders. That's not something that fascinates me. I go to the guys that actually prove their numbers by actually putting in the work. I mean, I've got guys that literally do seminars every single week. That's a lot of work, but at the end of the day, they're the ones that are producing. I mean, in comparison too. So as an IB, it's important to understand your base, understand also your sub-affiliations base when trying to negotiate deals for them. Because sometimes you might just be a master affiliate. You don't render any service. Like, you're just getting a
You've never even had a Forex account in your life.
You've never executed a single trade in your life, but you can bring in the masses. And so I think it all just boils down to understanding the business structure of that particular individual to actually cater a deal for them.
Yeah. So you took the route which, for me, makes most sense, right? Because you went from a retail trader and then IB and then master IB, right? And you got all these people under you. And then you were offered a position at a broker, right? Makes sense. And at that point, and I think maybe ego might be a play to this, but at that point, a lot of guys would be like, I'm starting my own broker.
Yeah, 100%.
Why didn't you, right? I can answer either one of two questions.
Okay.
Why didn't you start your own thing? Or what's your opinion on like people that feel like, I'm this big guy, I've got 10,000 subscribers every single day on my Telegram, free Telegram, I can start a broker, So it's either why did you follow that route, or what's your opinion on like people that are like just going and doing white labels just because they feel like I get a lot of signups?
Let me answer both.
Okay.
Let me answer both, and you'll understand why I'm saying let me answer both.
Yeah.
Number one, your 10,000 clients, that's not a lot to run a brokerage. Let's start there. So I'll be very, very frank. It takes a whole lot more than 10,000 clients to actually be profitable as a brokerage. So just to answer that particular portion. But I'm just going to go back to why I've chose this particular route. So the reason why I've never actually told myself, hey, let's open up a brokerage, because number one, South African brokerages don't have a good reputation. I'm just going to put it out there. I didn't want to start a brokerage and then have people breathing down my neck and
now you've got to answer questions for certain individuals that it's like, guys, I just know them, but I don't know how they run their business.
Yeah, like I don't want to, I just didn't want to go through all of that. And like I said, also being internal to the brokerage, knowing the amount of work that goes in, knowing the amount of infrastructure that's needed, knowing the amount of capital that is actually put in. I'll be honest, I don't have that kind of money, guys. To start a brokerage that's actually going to be, number one, profitable, number two, be sustainable. I don't have millions and millions of dollars. I really don't, because that's essentially what you need in order, I don't want to be competing with people that are here. When you do it, you need to do it on an international scale. You need to do it with the right infrastructure, the right licensing, and that is the most important thing. Also, it is so difficult to get an ODP license. I mean, and if I'm here in South Africa, that's the license that I need, and it's very difficult to get it. So obviously it was also being considerate of all of these things, saying so much is needed. I don't want to take easy routes of being a juristic rep and whatever the case is, because also, if that brokerage ends up doing something, even though you're doing things the right way, your name is going to get tarnished. You are going down
and
also.
And the FSCA won't play it, bro. They'll be like, they'll shut down a company, you're a juristic rep. They'll give you a call, dog, and be like, bro, in 2 weeks' time, you have to have this put together. Otherwise, we're shutting you down. And you're like, yo, okay, where am I going to find a KI? I need to find the right compliance team.
Exactly. So that's why I'm saying there's so much more that, it comes with than just saying I've got the base to just do something, and I mean, I like to also develop brands. And the thing is, partnering with this particular companies, and from the partnerships actually going into working with them, I've actually worked with building departments, what I'm also doing here at Enquires. We building a strong sales team here. And I think that for me, I find a lot of joy in doing that, because it's something that resonates with me. And I mean, obviously, if I find the brand values in line with mine, it makes it easy for me to work with it. And at the end of the day, when you work for these bigger brokerages, you've got standing. Whereas here, you're just going to start Nareen's Corporation here on the side. What standing do I have? I'm not looking at it from today, tomorrow perspective. I want to know stability for years. I think that's the difference between me and many other traders or
people trying
to do the same thing. I'm obviously looking for sustainability and longevity. And I think that obviously, who knows, maybe one day I will be in that space to say, I want to do this. But I know, number one, 10,000 clients is not enough. Number
especially
two,
if they're depositing $5.
Yeah, $5, $10. My guy, that is not. I mean, you're gonna spend more money for a PSP solution to enable that $5 that actually making money off that particular client. So, there was that I actually thought about.
PSP, payment service provider, guys.
My apologies. My apologies.
Were you lost?
I heard it, but then I'm like, she said PSP.
Yeah, so
now people are here.
What is a PSP?
Cards, Skrill, Nutella, Bitcoin,
Ozo. Yeah, those things are expensive, guys. You guys actually don't understand how much of money, even MT4 and MT5. Do you guys know how expensive that is? Yay! To run it as a brokerage, a monthly fee, an upfront fee. Also, the tech. Guys, brokerages spend money on tech. Essentially, knowing that for instance, KYC approvals, some of them have automated KYC where you put in your ID number and then it verifies you online. Do you know how expensive buying an AI system like that is? You need money.
You need serious money.
That's serious money. That's big boy things. And if I'm trying to do it, I'm not trying to do it, submit, I'll respond to you 3 days later. I want to do things proper. So I think I'm going to be honest with myself and everybody. Like I still feel like I'm not on that level to actually, do something like that.
And
So
it's a good thing to like be like, yeah, I'm not there yet, because so many people, they go up, then you're like, Banban is opening a broker, and then 2 months there, and then it's gone, and then you'll say who's opening a broker, and then another 3 weeks a link is up there, and even like, oh geez, and I think like people guys, like reevaluate this thing of opening brokerages, because at the end of the day
100%.
I also don't like it, because personally I don't like it when people just like decide they're jumping in the deep end, because it has serious implications not only on you as an individual but the industry as a whole. People cried over, can I say this name? I'll say it after the interview, but people cry over certain brokerages closing down, and there are forums, especially Facebook is still like a great platform. People underplay Facebook. I was listening to Echo Tap.
just because you are busy there on Facebook updating your status every couple of hours.
And he dissed Facebook, and I'm like, but dog, you know what? It's like let's look at it this way. Facebook is like SABC. Now, how many South Africans have access to DSTV? The South Africans, because you are living within Gauteng, dog, travel to other places, bruh.
Yeah.
You tell them you have 100 channels there, they like, what? They like, what? They haven't even heard of DS, bro. They're like, what? But yeah, MultiChoice is really trying to do their job and move in and stuff like that. But there are people in places within the country that haven't heard of these things. So there's still a huge market of South Africans that are still lost on like the whole forex thing and all, and a lot of those people are still on your Facebooks and whatnot. So I'm like, but a lot of those forums, because I'm part of like a lot of forums there and whatnot, as soon as you're like South African broker, they crap on them. And new guys come out, they crap on them just because they say South Africa. So for example, FBK, right? You go to your now this is the part of the show where I need to like mention a lot of brokers: Ingot, XNES, BD Swiss, Hot Forex. No, guys, you're not getting exclusivity. Octa FX, XM, Vantage. I'm just trying to name a lot of international brokers, so that they don't feel like I'm or promoting one particular brand at the moment. But yes, guys, I go and do a particular brand, but this is not the time for it. Guys, you go there, XM, it will reject your withdrawal, they'll give you a reason, and then you'll be like, okay. South African broker, as soon as they reject your withdrawal, now you're like, they're a scam, what? And it's like, no, bro, your KYC is not in order. So, you find things like that where it's like, these small things that are happening, and then when the broker eventually closes down, then they'll be like, yeah, this is what happened. This is what happens with South African brokers. So guys, please stop. If you guys are watching this, please stop just saying, yeah, I'm cool. I sold 1,000 signals last month. I have enough money to start a broker. Please stop doing it, because it affects our industry as a whole. And then to actual legit people who know what they're doing or doing what they're doing, like a whole lot of my clients, I need to first need to explain to them how they got scammed, how Forex is not a scam, and how not to get scammed in Forex. How to choose a broker, which broker to choose, and how you spend a lot of time doing that. So much that like now, by the time I need to teach you, I feel like I've spoken to you so much already that like, so guys, please stop just saying, yeah, I can do this, because there's multiple people and they come with brands and what, and you break hope to the people that like, they were like, okay, I'm gonna put my loss into Forex and see what happens. And that time they could have had a successful Forex career, but because there was no solid foundation, you guys like building just I'll make a biblical reference. A wise man builds his house on the rocks and a foolish man on the sands. A whole lot of people are just thinking that like because I know a guy there in an office that can give me MT4 at half a price and what we can we can keep this going on. There are people who do some shady stuff, and you ask yourself that how are they manipulating meta quotes like that? But it happens, you know. And now it's just like ruining the whole thing, and that's why I appreciate people like Nareen who are like, no, I could foster, you know, I could foster things because you actually have the capacity more than what most people who are opening brokerages.
I was literally about to say that. It's like she probably has the network.
Yes, she's got the network in place, and I can confirm this because you look at her WhatsApp statuses, bro, and the amount of money her affiliates get paid, not the amount of money her affiliates bring in. The amount of money her affiliates get paid is more than the net deposits of local brokers. So you can only understand how much she brought in.
Then you get a superstar IP there, the local broker who wants to open a broker prematurely so.
You've got $17,000 in deposit, you think, yeah, okay. Bro.
That's like one deposit from a client, essentially.
Bro, that's your MT4. That's your MT4 and CRM costs gone.
Not even CRM.
No, but there's labels in the CRM.
So it's the basic one, the one that you still have to do everything manually.
Yes, where you have to do everything manually. You go into there, it says home, deposit, withdrawal. There's not even an upload documents you have to
or review back office there. No, but like, 100%. That's why I feel like there needs to be more platforms like this that actually educate people on things like this, because sometimes people might think, hey, I've got a significant amount of people, but they don't actually understand all of these other things. And it also, everything always boils down to education, guys. Like, some people are fortunate to be taught these things, and other people like me, I was trial and erroring through these things. Like I didn't have someone actually say this is how you would do it, but I was trial and erroring, and that's why I feel like I do feel for those that actually have that mentality and say, oh, I've got this amount of people, this is what I can do. You know what, guys, you can come consult with me.
Yeah, come consult, but like at the end of the day, sometimes it was pride, because I know somebody who tried and I was like, bro, doesn't make sense, dog. The numbers don't add up. Nigga man continued, and then things went the other way. Things went the other way. And yeah, I was like, but I hollered at you that your numbers don't make sense. You may have the capital to run it for like 3 months, or think you have the capital, and then on month 1, like he used half of the money already, so he could barely survive into month 2. It's like, why are you doing things like that? So guys, also this thing of pride and like listening to people, because some people are like, you're hating on me.
You don't want to see them win. You don't want to see the black child win.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
we are all for you winning.
Yeah, like essentially you'll find that we gotta win. We're black South Africans, or we're just South Africans youth type of thing. We want to become great. But right now you're telling me not to become great, and that's not what they're saying most of the time.
They're saying you're not ready. Essentially,
and a lot of guys are not ready.
And you know what? Like with regards to that whole concept and things like that, people who are looking like let me be straight up with whoever is watching at this point. Like, if you feel like you are at a point to run a brokerage, what you need to ask yourself is, number one, what is my clientele like in terms of my deposit sizes? You need to look at your net deposit. So the current brokerage that you're at, monitor your net deposits. See if it's actually as significant as you think it is. Number two, trading volume. You can get deposits, but are they trading? Because you as a brokerage, how do you make money? through trade volumes. Now, a lot of people just think net deposits are the only thing that matters. They're like, yeah, I've got 1 million in net deposit. Chief, that's not what matters at the end of the day.
If they're trading 0.01, all of them, it's like, how?
How are you going to, you need to know trading volume. Also, the way brokerages are just popping up like this. We are in the most saturated market, and I can tell you that for a fact. But you need to also understand who's going to back you up in terms of being strong representatives of your particular brand that you're trying to open up. Can't just be yourself. How you are, respectfully, you are not that powerful here in South Africa to run a brokerage of one man or one woman or whatever the case is. You need to have
everyone.
that network. So my suggestion to people who want to open up their own brokerages, first, develop your network. And don't just keep yourself here to South Africa. Like, I'm sure Scooby will even tell you, my traffic, I do have traffic. I have a base here in South Africa, but that's not where the money comes from, guys. The money is elsewhere.
Yeah.
Acquire your bases in other regions. Don't limit yourself. Don't just think, because I'm here in South Africa, I need to keep everybody here. No, guys, network. Network with people from the MENA region. That's where the money is. Middle East. Go there. Find them there. You will, because they're also very responsive. Surprisingly. Europe. Latam. Those places, guys, they actually bring in deposits. They bring in high deposits. That's where you will find your networks. Then work with these companies. Say, okay, you're rendering services, you're a fund manager. Let's partner in some way. And more often than not, to be honest with you, they're open to working with you. Why? It doesn't hurt if you're sending a message. It's all right if they reject you and they say, no, it's fine. We find another one.
We find another
one. And I think that's also another thing. So many times I also try to train, so I used to do this as well. I would train people to become master affiliates and master IBs. And I would say, listen, guys, this is what you need to do. This is how you would essentially develop their campaigns, because as they're developing their campaigns and they're making more money, they're going to always want to work with you. And I think that's the kind of relationship that we developed at first. It was like, okay, let me see how I can help to develop you without thinking about my pocket. And then it was a sort of thing where now I know for a fact, if I had to come to him and be like, yo, listen, let's do X, Y, and Z together, you're not going to say, but this one's going to ninja me. So guys, also don't always just think about your bag. Think about how you can develop good relationships with people that you will be able to maintain over a long period of time.
Trust.
And that build that trust, build that sort of relationship where you also teach them things and you're also open to learning things from them, because essentially your network is your net worth. And don't be afraid of rejection, because sometimes you might reach out to people and say, do you want to work with me here, and people are going to say no, and they're going to be rude. But don't let that discourage you. I mean, there's rude people everywhere.
They'll be super rude. They'll be like, you think an IB like me will talk to someone like you?
I mean, when I first started out, I can tell you, let me tell you guys, there's a funny story.
Yeah.
There was one gent in this industry where so obviously people, they just knew me as a trader back then. And I mean, even as a trader, I'm not a very, I don't make a lot of noise. And the reason why I don't like making a lot of noise is because I feel like a lot of the times it actually distracts you from what you actually should be doing. And so I'm always under the radar. People don't necessarily know me. So anyway, I reach out to this guy and I'm like, hi, Mang, can we set up a meeting? Let's look at how we can develop a mutually beneficial relationship with you at this particular brokerage. The response that I got from this guy, this was now 2019, he was like, sorry to say this, but I don't think I'd want to work with you because, number one, I don't even know you. You say you're a trader, but I've never heard of you. In a very rude manner,
condescending
you're
way,
in a very condescending way, who are you compared to me? Whomst are you? So I was like, all right, sharp. That was the last time we ever spoke or encountered each other. Last year, same Mang messages me on Instagram and is like, hi Nareen, I see you're doing so great for yourself. How about we set up a meeting and discuss a way forward?
It's like, what? When you had the opportunity.
When you had the opportunity to work with me, you said no.
You said no.
You said you don't know who I am. You said, why must I work with you? And I've encountered that, like, not one time, but like probably 50, 60 times, especially from gents in our industry, like here in South Africa, which is actually what made me push the narrative of international affiliations and partnerships, which worked out for my benefit. But you find all of these same guys coming back to me now, and they're like, Coco, what's the deal like? And I'm like, this guy.
Give us that sweet deal.
And people must lose that whole thing of not trying to know who someone is or what they can bring for you, you know, because I listen to everyone. When somebody hits me up, because you can never know who's gonna come who's gonna come with what. They might not even have a chart posted on their page, and they have 10 followers. Here's the funny thing. You know, I had a guy when I was still working for that green broker. He was a guy, he was in matric, you know. I met him well in the middle of the year, in his matric year, and basically we started talking. I saw him posting charts and what. And he was just pushing, and I had another client or another IB under me who I won't mention her name. It is a female. It's not you, Nareen, because you were in my IB. I was your sub IB. Yeah. And I had her as an IB, you know. And now it's funny because when you pull up, understand this guy. He's just, even at the time, I think he had like 20, 30 followers on Instagram. On Facebook, he was doing his thing. Yes, I'm a Facebook.
Come on, here by the village there.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I was saying that, okay, so this guy, he was pushing his thing, had a not significant, he had like those 30 people liking his posts and all of that. And mind you, nobody knew him. I found him on, you know, these volatility groups or NASDAQ groups, so we couldn't get our withdrawals from this broker groups, you know.
Yeah.
And I saw him posting there, and I was like, hey, buddy, be my IB. He's like, hey, what's that? I'm like, nah, I'll show you what's going on. Then, like, we started there developing him. And, yeah, right now we've got actually a proper relationship. And I had to literally, like, walk him through everything, you know, and take him from that, like, okay, here's an IB. Here's how you get paid as an IB. Here's why you get paid as an IB. Push your link. I gave him a link. I was like, no, send people the link. Don't sign up with me. Send people the link. It was that like the that basic, and yeah, we chat like on every second, third day. I do like calls with him, and I was like really pushing him. So like this was someone who didn't even know that he was like, oh my gosh, I can make money as an IP. What are you saying? I don't need to trade to make money.
Yeah.
And he pushed his link to people versus someone who was an IB already. She's been on Top Trader SA, got like a whole lot of views, you know. Yeah, organic. She didn't buy, fortunately. And you compare the reports of these two. Now, I won't front the chick. Lots of signups. I mean, like 150 signups on the first day. Great. This guy is getting like your 5, 6, 7 signups in a week. But then when we pulled out the reports, who was bringing in more money? You know, who was
conversion,
you know,
100%.
You know. So and it's like funny because, bro, they were on totally different tiers, bruh. This was like it's one thing comparing a CHATS with a Polo Vivo, but we were comparing a CHATS what you would think is an M4, you know, we're putting those, you know, like, man, the numbers just don't add up. This one is supposed to be in front of this one. But yeah, so I think like a lot of you guys also don't nyatsa anyone, you know, be open-minded in terms of like working with people. You know, but some people, they have like this mentality of, no, I want to know like this person or that person, or I only talk to the CEO of things. And I feel like sometimes that's why working with South African superstars is not the wisest to go, but that's like another chat.
that is a whole other chat.
For now,
Yeah.
If we start there, we won't stop. Like,
we won't
we won't stop. Like,
we won't stop. But yeah, no. I think the people have been given enough info today, or a nice starting point.
Yeah.
I think also, like you said, like it was like when we said what deals are out there, what. Here's Nareen, guys. You guys, you'll see there her Instagram handle.
100%.
Are you on LinkedIn?
yes, I'm on LinkedIn. I'm professional.
Professional.
I am a professional, guys.
Yeah,
Like I just look like I'm not, but essentially, I am. Hi, why you guys say guy?
We agree with
Oh, okay. Yo, it's like, see, you must say yeah. You must say hi. It sounds like you're disagreeing with me. But on a serious note, guys, if there is people that are keen on even if you're not in the space, but you know you do have a base and you do want to actually be molded into being an IB or being working on building a network, I mean, feel free to reach out to me. I mean, I will try my best to cater for everybody, to try and actually say, okay, cool, this is how we can. This is.
I actually wanna. I'm a show. I want this to show. Yeah. Nqobile. Now this was because of being a sub-affiliate. You must show the screenshot. I think maybe
he's pulling out the receipts.
The receipts. Because of again sub IB. I don't even know where this thing is. Ish, guys, hey Doti. This was in October, ne? I'm trying to show you, and this is from getting a link from Nareen, right? So sub IB under her. I wonder if she's still earning there.
Yeah, I'm still making bank there. Don't worry. Me, wherever the door is open to make bank, I'm there.
Yeah, so this was one of her. I was a sub IB under this. We must put this number on the screen there. Show them
we'll
this.
put that screenshot on the screen.
But basically you see the ZAR value.
Danko FOREX.
Danko FOREX. And this was because of a deal that I got through Nareen, you know, and that was
That's bag. That's mad bag.
That was an October payment, or not me, but this deal was there's somebody. I don't want to explain how it ended up being there on my phone, but there's somebody got a deal. Through Nareen, and this is how much they made. I won't mention the value. They'll just see the screenshot there on the thing. That screenshot must be up there for 3 seconds.
This is not a paid ad.
If you're trying to be real serious, you'll pause the video and look at the numbers and be like, yeah, but guys, it's legit. But it also comes with the work. You can't just post once or not do anything, you know, or hope that you know you also need to put the work in.
P.S. I don't work with
Guys.
lazy people. So if you're trying to hit me up to be my IB or my affiliates, if you're lazy, it's not going to work. So this is a game that requires a lot of attention. It requires you to be pushing constantly. You need to be coming up with content. You need to be, obviously I'll assist you with the campaign development, the campaign planning, even in terms of reaching out to other affiliates, networks. Sure, I'll be there to assist you, but don't come in and just expect things to be handed to you. You gotta work.
Think to all the conversion will be done. And guys, please don't get it wrong. The broker does not owe you a conversion. The broker does not owe you owe it to you that to get your client to deposit. Some people do it because like they do it, or maybe there'll be a particular division, a team, that calls your clients and whatnot. But then also at the same time, if you're in South Africa, a lot of people won't feel comfortable. Now I'm hearing an accent I've never heard before telling me to put in money into. I'm even gonna, so guys, you need to.
They're gonna say these scammers are phoning me.
Yeah, these scammers are phoning me because first they'll see like a plus 471 or 523 or I feel like whoa.
Cyprus numbers.
Yeah, and then it's like, yo, who's calling me, and then all of that. So guys, you also need to like put in the work yourself, but then you will have a great support system.
Yeah, guys, so hit up Nareen. We'll leave the details down below.
Please tell them it's not a paid ad so they know like I'm genuine. Otherwise they're going to think I paid you to say that.
Nah, they don't need to know. The people know. By now, you all should know. But do I need to say?
With our audience, no. If it's your first
paid.
time watching, yeah. But if they paid, no, guys. If they paid, then you'll see their name running all over, in your face.
I'm actually getting heat about something right now.
Tell us.
No, because you guys know Market Masters has a specific sponsor, right?
Yes.
That shows specifically. So guys, I need to actually explain to people is that like Top Traders say is like an umbrella, and we have a few shows under the umbrella. So each show will probably come with its own sponsor. Because I had people like hit me up yesterday like, how are you back at that other shop again? I'm like, oh. No, I never left, but like it's always kind of been there.
It's always been there.
Yeah. So Scooby is right. If there's somebody sponsoring the show, you guys will know about it.
If somebody is sponsoring.
You see your background.
Industry chats. All we have now is Sydney, Tokyo, London, New York. Yeah.
Period. Yeah. No, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Nareen, for making time. I hope this will not be the last sit down.
Yeah. No, we need to educate people, and I think that this platform, being here to actually educate people. Like, I mean, there's so many topics that we touched on that I actually didn't think we would discuss in this particular, sit down. But I'm sure it appeals to a lot of the people, and specifically those that do want to tap into the market. Do reach out to me so I can see how I can help you the best way that I can. And being internal to now Ingot, it's changing a lot of things for us in the way that we do things here in the South African market. So do hit me up if you are interested. Don't waste my time, please. My time is very precious. So if you're serious, hit me up and we'll work on some partnerships. So thank you guys for having me here.
Thank you.
It'll be the next time we name dropping people that buy
You see you. We were going off to a smooth end, and then.
But I highlight numbers though. There's only a few. videos that are
No.
YouTube there,
Your closest reference, there was a GTI driver there. So now you gotta drive GTI. Like, process of elimination. Okay, he drives a GTI, but he was not on Market Masters. So he can only be between him and.
Hey, you guys, wow.
Alright, guys.
Whoa, before we switch guys, it's Nqobile's fault that the other week that there wasn't an interview. And it's partly his fault, a guest's fault, and a middleman's fault. Guys, a lot of dirty happens there, and I think we owe it to the people to tell them as we wrap up. Guys, we were supposed to have a very interesting guest over.
Should we say his name? We can say his name. Should we say his name?
Hey,
No.
Hey, let us not.
But he's
Let us
one.
not.
But he's one of the most influential names in South African forex.
Yeah,
actually,
yeah, the last numbers there. Yeah. But we were supposed to have him on, and then there was a conflict of interest. I think that's the best way to put it. There was a conflict of interest, and at the end of the day, if anybody's trying to hop on here, guys, don't think just because you're a broker and then you'll be like, I'll give you some cappuccino when you come to the office. Yeah, guys, we need bag. We need bag. It's not personal. We're doing business. We do business, So if you're trying to make things happen, guys, yeah, and also you guys that are watching, please don't to like get bottom tier treatment, because if you start off there, then the rest of your relationship with that broker or whatever will always be bottom tier, because they'll be like, oh, this person actually can settle for less, so they'll always like give you second, third,
minimum.
Yeah.
The bare minimum.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Thank you. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you, FOREX.
Danko.
Right.
That was fun.